Basically a lot of stuff. And I'm very happy that I just randomly cold called him on Facebook Messenger in January, and you responded and you were like, yeah, that sounds great. And I'm like, really? So I'm delighted to introduce all of you to John S. Hall.
You know Laszlo Toth?
Yes.
Okay, I thought so, yeah. I'm going to write a poem about him tomorrow, because it made me think of him, yeah. Laszlo Toth is Don Novello, who was also Father Guido Sarducci, and he wrote letters to presidents and to corporations. The one I remember is to the Mr. Bubble Company. It's like, it says on the box, keep dry, but how can you use it if... All right, so I printed out the poems that I thought didn't suck from this month, and there's too many of them, so I'm going to skip some. And at some point, you guys think about this, because this is indulgent for me, but if there's stuff, if you happen to know who I am and there's something you're hoping I'll do, I won't do it unless you ask for it, and even then I might not, because I'd have to pull it down from the cloud, perhaps, if I don't have it memorized. But we're going to start with April 1st and work our way up to today. And every year I start with poem number 1. I say every, I've only been doing it 3 years. And every month I put the poems in a Kindle book. So now I've started thinking about what do I want the first poem of the month to be. So this is the first poem of April that I wrote. It's poem number 545 for the year. It was as if. It was as if it had never happened. It was as if time was erased. It was as if another month had gone by. It was as if everyone had played the fool. It was as if nobody was anybody's fool. It was as if everybody was everybody's fool. It was as if consciousness had slipped into unconsciousness and every sentient being was sleepwalking. It was as if every unconscious mind suddenly woke up to a new reality. It was as if a new day was dawning. It was as if a new month was beginning. It was as if everything that seemed to be actually was what it was. It was as if everything that seemed not to be actually wasn't what it wasn't. It was as if nothing was governed by an invisible force, and all that there was anarchic and unstructured and pointless. It was as if every iota of everything across the universe was revealed to have deeper and deeper levels of complexity the more closely it was examined. It was as if Aldous Huxley was taking mescaline again for the first time. It was as if Jim Morrison was singing about the end at the end of Apocalypse Now. It was as if the agony and the ecstasy and the chocolate and the vanilla and the feminine and the masculine and the alpha and the omega and the alphabets and the Cheerios were all swirling together in an infinite bowl that was both the whole and the whole, the W and without the W, and part of the whole and part of the whole. It was as if it would never end until it finally ended. Next one is from the next day, poem number 552, Not Wanting. She wondered what it would be like if she were to not want anything at all. She wondered whether that would be liberation or whether that would mean that she would just take longer to get out of bed in the morning. She experimented with not wanting for a couple of weeks. And after 14 or 15 days, she found that she did feel liberated. And she found that she did stay in bed longer. Then she found that she wanted to get out of bed earlier. Then she realized she was no longer not wanting. This one is, I think, it's the third, okay. Connected. This is from the second. And then the next one's from the third, if I do it. Poem number 556, Connected. We are connected through time and distance. We are connected with great insistence. We are connected despite resistance. We are connected through sheer persistence. And this is April 3rd. Poem number 560, Fucking with Jersey. When you look at Jersey, don't look too long. It can get threatened and fuck with you. Jersey don't usually say nothing when you look at it, because seriously, what the fuck is it gonna say? It's fucking Jersey. You can fuck with it a little bit. It won't say nothing, at least not at first, but don't fuck with Jersey too long. If you fuck with Jersey too long, Jersey might break your fucking legs. Poem number 556. All right. what's interesting? I circled the ones I was sure about. I didn't circle that one. I know. I'm a terrible judge of, then there's the shit I didn't bring. That might be even better. Poem number 566, The Ecstasy of Holding. This one's not funny. I think the next, it's like the one after this is kind of. Poem number 566, The Ecstasy of Holding. They thought of the ecstasy of holding each other. The ecstasy of holding a place for each other. The ecstasy of holding each other's hands in their hands. The ecstasy of holding each other's hearts in their hearts. They thought not of two hearts beating as one, but rather as if each heart was inside the other person's heart, as if each of them had one heart beating as two. They thought of the ecstasy of holding, and they banished from their memory the misery of being put on hold. Poem number 566 is the next one, right? Internet date. I had an internet date yesterday. I put the internet in my bag and we went for a city bike ride from the Upper West Side to West Village. Despite the seemingly infinite number of bits of information that the internet contains, my bag felt lighter than a feather. My bag actually felt lighter than when there is nothing in it at all. We had a lovely and wide-ranging conversation as we rode about the arts, comparative religion, and the final seasons of Lost and Game of Thrones. When it was time for me to head back uptown, the internet expressed a desire to stay in the village. It was very nice getting to know you, the internet said, as we hugged and said our goodbyes. And I knew this meant the internet didn't want a second date with me. It's based sort of on, yeah, it's like, that's a good one. If you're on like one of those online dates, you can say, it was really nice getting to know you, as was said to me, like probably a week before I wrote that poem. And that's all I needed to hear. Poem number 590, Dilemma. It's a haiku, dilemma. It's a haiku, let's all count the syllables together. Her strap-on's made of rich Corinthian leather, but I am vegan. That was the 8th. This is the 9th. 9th was Easter Sunday, so I wrote a Jesus poem. Poem number 591. He was like, fuck me, no fuck you. You're gonna whip me and spit on me and make me carry the instrument of my own execution on my back and then nail me to it and mock me by writing Jesus the Nazarene, King of the Jews on it. And you think that somehow I'm going to stop loving you? You think that I won't ask that you be forgiven? You think that I'm gonna lose compassion for you? Fuck you. Yes, I may believe in a moment of whatever that I may have been forsaken. And yes, although I may be God, I'm still a man. Yes, I got thirsty up there and I said something about it, but not once did I ever stop loving you. And the love I had was so strong that people believed that after I died, I came back. Except, don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years. Mary said knock you out, but I'm going to knock you out with redemptive love. I'm going to knock you out with redemptive love. Fuck all y'all. But when I say fuck all y'all, I'm saying it with love. Yeah, that is more or less how he was like. It's going okay so far. The last one I did didn't go well. I just didn't have time to really think it through. And the poems weren't as good that month. It was last month, I think. Poem number 606. What else? This one's not good. Just warning you. I didn't cross it out, but, I circled it. Some of them have question marks, but all the question marks got crossed out. But this one is a circle. All right, it's cute. From the 11th. There was, sorry, my voice is too high now. There was the what that wasn't, and there was the what that was. There is the is that isn't, and there is the does that does. And there will be the will that will be, and there will be the will that won't, and there must be an else that is something else. But will or won't? Yeah, see, yeah. So,
You
I have a
should put a
note
check
of
next to that one, I think.
a what?
That's what you should circle it out.
I did circle it, but I thought better of it.
That's pretty good.
Okay. All right, now we're up to, what day is this from? The 13th. We're getting closer. But I have a note of when I want to sing a song, but I don't see it yet. It's Seems like we're going on forever here. I want to sing some. No, not yet. Am I halfway through yet? Or a third of the way through? What year is it?
We're all
What
having a
time
great
is it?
time, so it's
Oh,
all
yeah?
right.
Yeah, all but one. No, I'm good. I'm really happy. Actually, can I just say I'm really happy that more than 2 people showed up.
Yeah.
Let me say this. This is a thing. Like when only 2 people show up, the people, like you get up there and you're mad. But you shouldn't be mad at those 2 people. They're the only 2 people who showed up. They're the best ones of everybody. You guys, But like if you only 2 of you, that'd be special. You guys are just ordinary. No, really, I really appreciate you coming.
This is 100% right.
Phone number 614 from April 14th. Maybe this evening, if I find myself in the park again, I can say to myself, fuck this beauty. Yeah, it's fucking beautiful, but there is shit to get done and people to be angry at. And then I can say, stop seducing me, Riverside Park, with your fucking beauty. I will not stand for it. But then maybe the park will say, you say that, Johnny, but here you are once again looking at the sunset when you probably ought to be home planning for that performance you have in New Hampshire next Tuesday. And then I can say, it's in New Haven, not New Hampshire. You think you know so fucking much, Riverside Park. Yeah, you're fucking beautiful, but you don't know everything. And then the park might say, I am only a projection of you, Johnny. If I got New Hampshire and New Haven mixed up, you must have done the same thing recently yourself, which I did on the phone with somebody. And then I could say, okay, that's a lot better. Now, instead of thinking about how beautiful you are, I can think about what a fucking know-it-all you are. That ought to get me riled up a bit. Thank you, Riverside Park. And then the park might say, sure thing, Johnny. Remember, I'm here for you. I can give you what you need. And then I would probably get paranoid that the park is trying to seduce me again. So maybe this evening I shouldn't go to the park. It's from the same day. Is it the next poem? I like when it's the next poem. Yeah, it's the next poem. Poem number 615, Sleeping Dogs. Maybe gotta wake up those sleeping dogs. Maybe they've been lying too long. You can't let them lie like that. They say they haven't been fed all day, but they were fed 2 hours ago. They're fucking liars, those lying fucking dogs. It's pretty impressive how they can lie in their sleep, but they shouldn't be lying, they shouldn't be sleeping, so maybe better wake them up and tell them to stop fucking lying. Poem number 619, Roof Party. I think it's 2 more, and then finally a song, right? Yes, 2 more. And one's a haiku, but this one isn't.
Here's some more.
You could tell.
Yeah.
Fuck me, I'll have that after the next 2. All right. It's called Roof Party. I don't know if I should do the back. No, I'll do the background later. So then it would be foreground? No. Still be background. Poem number 619, and I don't know where we are now, day-wise. Could be the 14th, could be... Shit. The 14th must have been a weekend. All right, 5 on weekdays, 7 on weekends, or more if I'm feeling it. Poem number 619, Roof Party. When I approached the Hustler Club yesterday afternoon, I noticed that the poem before explained that, like, when I ride the bike, there's the Hustler Club over there on the right, when I'm riding and I see it, but this time I stopped to take a picture of it. Okay, so when I approached the Hustler Club yesterday afternoon, I noticed there's a for lease sign on the building next door for office space and the rooftop. That building next door is higher than the club, so you could have roof parties, and if the Hustler Club happens to have glass ceilings, you could look down and see all, but it probably doesn't have glass ceilings. I stopped the bike to take a picture of the club and the building next door, and noticed there was a guy up on the roof. I think if the club had glass ceilings, this guy would have been looking. So almost definitely the Hustler Club doesn't have glass ceilings. I imagine that the guy on the roof was wondering if he rented the office space and the roof, and if he had a roof party, whether he could set up a ladder and have people from the club climb it to join his roof party. Maybe one evening this summer, I will see people at a roof party on that roof next to the Hustler Club. I may look, but I won't stare. Then the next one is poem number 620, 2 haiku. So it's 2 haiku. Of course I know that student teachers had a song called Roof Party. So what I'm wondering is how you can remind me when you don't know. The student teachers were this band when I was. That's the background. This guy and Philip Shelley, he was the lyricist. He follows me on Facebook, and like 3 days later, he saw those, and he said, "You have an amazing memory." I'm like, "No, you had an amazing band, motherfucker."